Sway in the morning, Shade 45.
Yep.
Legendary moment right here, Heather B.
Talk to him.
We speak about him, the way he moves on that basketball court is angelic. We look at the man's journey that he's taken in life. It's something to be celebrated. We talking about a two-time NBA champion, NBA Sixth Man of the Year,
Yes.
NBA All-Rookie First Team, Heather B, Parade Player of the Year in high school, and the list goes on and on and on. A proud father and a man who's being very transparent and also empowering with his new book, a memoir, Darkness to Light. Please welcome him to the show, the one and only Lamar Odom. Lamar Odom is here.
Good looking, bro. Thank you.
Hello, what up, man? I'm just reciting the things, the accolades that you've accomplished, man.
I'm chilling, man.
Yeah. I bet I did it, Sway. I've seen the shit, I know it. But when you hear those things in your life, man,
I mean, it's a compliment. It makes me blush.
Make you blush?
Yeah, it's a compliment.
Yeah.
It's I guess it's well deserved.
Yeah, man.
Work hard.
Well, I read the book, man, so you put in a lot of work to get there, man. And growing up in Queens, you know, so I got to ask you, man, Queens, we have this conversation a lot about the area of the country, the region, the borough, the city that's offered the most spitters in hip-hop.
Borough.
And a lot of
Queens
people
stuff,
say
yeah.
Queens, you know, I might throw L.A. in there sometimes. Some people throw in Brooklyn.
Yeah.
Who do you think made the biggest? Some people throw in Houston. You know, some people throw in Atlanta. Who you think made one of the
I would say Brooklyn, Queens.
Brooklyn, Queens?
Yeah, I mean, Brooklyn, Queens, and the Bronx.
Okay.
We started this rap shit.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, okay.
Everybody else is just trying to find it.
Damn, man, you just isolated the whole coast, man.
I'm just saying.
You just say who did you let's say you was in high school in the 90s, right?
Yeah, I mean, of course, Jay-Z,
Nas
and Big.
Did you used to see growing up in Queens? Who used to see around the neighborhood sometimes? Did you?
L used to come through. His road manager used to live on my block, Cornell. So he used to come through my block and all that.
Would he talk to the kids?
Yeah, and then Queens is I'm not gonna say is people friendly. You know what I'm saying? But in the neighborhoods, there's a lot of love being shown.
That's a lot of love.
Yeah, especially for me growing up.
Okay, cool. Ron Artest and you grew up.
Yeah, we grew up together. When I first met Ron, I was like 12 years old, 13 years old, and realized there's a method to his madness. You know?
What you mean it's a
I
method?
mean, you don't really want to get in his way.
Uh-huh.
You know what I'm saying? On the court or off the court.
It's interesting because in the book you talk about how you and him actually y'all played on the same team at one point.
Yeah, we kind of like had this like admiration, but at the time I'm like number one player in the city, and he's what I'm saying, like right on my heels.
Yeah, and
then we like get this love hate.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, our
relationship today to me is always it's always weird, but it's always love.
It's always love.
That's
always love from the start to the beginning, but it's just always like in this. He's an interesting individual.
Yeah, there's this scenario in the book, Heather, where Lamar writes about one time Ron Artest came up to him with a bunch of his dudes. He haven't seen them in a while. They played recently on the team, and
they kind of like stepped to me. You know what I'm saying? Word, like out of nowhere. Like I'm like, damn, dog. Like, oh, it's your man.
Yeah.
But he's an intense dude, and it's never a dull moment.
Never a dull moment.
Yeah, when you're around him.
And then following that, you had an incident where I can't think of it. Was it Felton? Somebody you were playing against elbowed you in the face.
Cracked my whole shit.
Yeah.
And Ron was like 2 courts away. And he was like gonna fuck dude up. He like walked over to our court like, yo, what the fuck you do to my man, yo? And I was like, damn. I guess I'm his man, so I'll take it. You know what I mean?
But to me, that seems indicative of Queens. It's like Ron is from Queensbridge.
Yeah, I'm from South
You
Jamaica.
from Southside. That's like 50 area. We didn't mention Run DMC. You talk about hip hop. That's Hollis.
Yeah.
Queens is broken up and has its own parts and sections. But the minute somebody say Queens, it's just like, all right, we all come together to form like Voltron.
Yeah.
No, but we separate when it comes to shouting out.
Yeah, it's funny
Left,
that
right,
you said it. Yeah,
you know.
the hoods just separate themselves, but once you say Queens, then
They all come together.
Queens.
They all come.
So
together.
it made sense. Ron came over there.
Yeah, especially in New York, because for some reason, people got this misconception that Queens like to be soft. You know what I'm saying? No matter, and I'm not, making light of this, but no matter how many drugs we done sold, or you know what I'm saying, Queens is for real.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Queens Bridge, QBC. You know what I mean? Had to be.
The Bridges Over
The
did
Bridges.
that.
Oh, okay, my bad.
The Bridges Over did that. It put a stigma on Queens, like
Queens
that beef with KRS and Shan. That's what started, and it's like Queens was quiet for a while because of that. After that whole thing.
Wow. Okay, I'm starting to get some understanding. Your book, man, is I couldn't put it down when I picked it up because I got to learn about your family. I've seen you talk about your mom passed when you were early, when you were younger, and learned about your father as well, being an addict when you were growing up. So it kind of gave me some context on how you grew up. I'm curious, though, when you moved to L.A., what effect did that environment have on you as a person? Were you excited?
Hell yeah.
Yeah. When you went to the Clippers? Yeah.
I'm from New York, man. Like, where else would I want to play if it wasn't New York? I mean, LA was everything I thought it would be.
Okay.
Beautiful women, weather.
Yeah. You used to hang out a lot. I remember
the best bud.
Yeah, the best bud. Okay, right. Okay, hey.
You know what I'm saying?
Come on, man. You gotta
you gotta give it credit.
You gotta give it his props, baby. That's
Keep
LA.
it real, right?
Pre-legalization,
The weed, the weather, and the women. The 3 W's.
The 3 W's. But how much better was the bud in LA in comparison to?
I mean, you can't compare it to any. That LA was like the first weed I really started smoking.
Okay.
And enjoying it and knowing why I was enjoying it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's everything.
Yeah. Those things, though, man, at the same time, they can feel good for you, but at the same time be not good for you.
Yeah, because a lot of it, I was like filling voids in my life. You know what I'm saying? With all the losses and the tragedies. You don't really know, why you're doing these drugs until you stop doing them.
Until you start doing them.
Do you think because you started hooping so early and you was dealing with a lot, obviously, do they push you, like these teenagers? I hear about AAU a lot, my nephews in AAU, but do they ever stop to really think about what's going on at home and maybe instead of all this AAU and traveling?
No, probably not, because AAU is a business in itself.
Break that down.
I mean, well, if you take the AAU kids, they trying a lot of these coaches that coach the AAU, hopefully they feel like they might have the one. You know what I'm saying? So what they're going to do is get in with this kid, direct them to an agent, and then become a huge part of their life for no reason. You know what I'm saying? So that's what's happening in AAU and high school sports.
They're not even concerned what you may be dealing with at home.
Not really.
So maybe that's something they got to implement.
Yeah.
That kind of
That's what I'm
initiative.
saying.
Would you suggest that they create like initiatives for that reason too?
I mean, I think it's just important for parents,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I'm saying, or whoever is the kid's guardian to like really understand what's going on. Why is this man interested in my little man? You know what I'm saying? And then, a lot of these coaches are queer too. So I would advise the parents to watch them.
Dang. But then some people do not have parents who are in their right state of mind.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm like, maybe there should be a mental health integration with it.
Well, mental health is very important. Health is wealth, right?
Yeah, health as well.
And if your dome ain't working correctly, then
You even write about that in the book when you talked about Ron Artest, yourself, and another player that, in retrospect, looking back, that you guys were dealing with mental health issues back then.
Yeah, but you don't even know how to, you don't even know what anxiety is and depression. Depression is to you is probably just not having some money or watching your mom struggle. You know what I'm saying? But you don't even really know where it's coming from.
Yeah,
Right.
Internal shit was beating you down.
I'm still stuck on that comment about the coaches be queer in the AAU. People.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
If you do your research, especially with the New York City basketball programs,
yeah, it's nothing
You'll be
wrong
able to
with
find
being
I was about to say,
queer,
yeah.
but if
but I mean, if you're using your power
Okay.
to sex kids,
yeah,
then you dead wrong.
Then
Queer
you
and
dead wrong.
inappropriate.
Yeah.
Then you dead wrong.
Kenny Anderson wrote about a lot of that too.
I mean, and I commend him for that because there's a lot of, you know what I'm saying, players that won't even touch that. If you're a black man, you're going to say a man used basketball to touch you.
Right.
And you could, you know what I'm saying, say, yeah, I was one of these kids. It takes strong. That takes a lot of strength.
What did you want to accomplish? What did you hope people take away from this book?
Well, the truth. Hopefully, if they can get find some strength behind it. I mean, it ain't a Bible or anything, but if it can guide you down the right road, then if I can help people, why not?
Did it help you to write it?
It was therapeutic.
Yeah.
And I don't have a therapist or anything, so it worked out great for me.
That's dope.
Yeah.
Lamar Odom is here, man. I commend you, man. You're so open and honest in this book. You talk about your relationship with Kobe Bryant, who I'm a big fan of, and you speak about him in a high level, man.
I mean, that's my brother, man. You know what I'm saying? And he taught me so much about myself. I don't even think he knew he was really teaching me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I owe him tremendously. And he's like one of the people that I had to really, like, I just started thinking about this. Like, I didn't want to offend people like him that put the work in on me. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I was just trying to just tell the truth. So hopefully I didn't. Hopefully he can just still feel me the same way he always felt me.
Did he respond to? Because there's a couple stories.
Nah, I know he probably gonna read it.
Yeah.
I know he a book one. Motherfucker got a photographic memory. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, it is what it is, man.
Yeah.
One of the stories is early on in y'all relationship. This is before y'all were still kids, teenagers. I believe y'all were in Vegas and on the strip looking for a good time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and you made a comment that even though y'all were looking, y'all were all were y'all virgins at that time?
Nah, I was 16. I had some pussy by then.
Okay.
I can't. Yo, Lamar, mad funny. By the 11th grade,
I'm fucking
14, 15. Okay, early bloomer. And he made a point to say we were trying to pick up on these girls, but Kobe was analytical and just kind of looked at the situation and assessed consequences and walked away from the whole situation. That was indicative to who he became as an adult too.
Well, he's a strong-willed person, man. I mean, this dude is incredible, man. Like, it's so crazy that like greatness can rub off on you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And when I won the 6th Man of the Year award, I should have really just gave it to him.
Really?
Yeah, because me just studying him, put me in a position, my mindset. You know what I'm saying? How to think the healthy selfish. You know what I'm saying? And as a basketball player, that probably was the most selfish that I ever was. I was shooting a reality show with my ex-wife, and I just went all balls out. Yeah. And got the 6th Man of the Year award.
The reality show, which ran a couple of years, we used to have this theory that the reality shows be the curse of a relationship.
Well, that was drugs. It was the curse of my relationship, man.
Okay.
My immaturity. I had this beautiful woman, you know what I'm saying, stick my dick everywhere. But and that's because I didn't really know I knew how to handle fame.
Yeah.
But when I added her fame on top of my fame, I never been an ugly dude, never had a problem with women, but damn, they started coming out like, and I think it was because here goes this woman that women look up to.
Yeah.
So they wanted to taste it. You know what I'm saying? And just kind of got crazy.
What was your relationship with Ye at the time?
That's my man.
Good dude.
He ain't always got the answers, Sway.
But he ain't.
That's my Ye is my dude though.
Yeah.
He helped bring my soul back alive in the hospital with his music he was playing me, so I owe him dearly for that.
It was interesting to see. I felt really good when you came out when he was, what was that, Madison Square Garden? What was that, in 2016? That was the first time we saw you publicly since you came out of the hospital.
Out of coma,
yeah. What did that moment do for you?
I'll be honest with you. That was like my first time out and the whole thing, it probably was too much.
Okay.
Like, I really wasn't even there.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And I was just like, oh, shit. But then I think, now that I think about it, I was like, you know, this is a stage that you kind of created for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to embrace it.
Mm-hmm.
But it was good, though. It was good.
He's publicly talked about his challenges and mental health challenges he's had. Did y'all talk about those things back then privately?
We never got the chance to talk about that. And it's too bad. Hopefully, you know, once family, you always family.
Yeah.
So hopefully we'll be able to sit down and get to shoot the shit about what's going on in our heads and what's make us tick.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Lamar Odom is hanging out, man. We're going to take your phone calls, too, 888-742-3345.
Yep.
Lamar, for those who may be currently struggling with addiction, or maybe they're past that and they're going through the steps, how are you making peace and staying on the right path, especially without a therapist? What are some tips you can share?
Well, I put God first.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And I try to stay present every day. I'm not getting high. And I think when you're present, it helps you understand the consequences and repercussions of your actions.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So if I keep that in my head and the love of my children, then I'll be safe.
Right. Did you consider fame to be a drug as well, that you kind of had to work off that
Well,
addiction?
no, fame is a drug.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Who doesn't want to be famous? At least famous for what they do.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, it's something I've been living with probably for.
You were a kid, man. You've been famous.
New York City basketball
But-
being famous at that, like, that's another level.
But for me, like, people don't understand. It was like I would probably, like, if it was music, I probably was like a child prodigy, like
Mm-hmm.
Michael Jackson. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So you know how sometimes in that dose of fame, we could lose our childhood or lose our inner being.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Which is some real shit. But you know what I'm saying? Then we grow.
There we grow.
Mm-hmm.
Lamar Odom.
Lamar, writing can be therapeutic, and I'm just curious, in your book, you're very vulnerable.
Mm-hmm.
What was the toughest part of this book to write, and did it bring you any closure or healing once you got through that period?
Well, the toughest parts to probably write about was my infidelities. And the death of my child, my son. But it's crazy. Like, I never really had a day even to grieve about my son. And I think it was because I thought I had to be the rock for my family. So it's like, dude, if you sitting crying and moping, then, you know what I'm saying, like, how do people in your family gonna react? So I just felt like I never really had the time to grieve. And when I talked about it in the book, it was kind of worked out. Like, I was sitting right across from a therapist talking about it.
Hey, who's Aunt Janine?
Oh, that's my that's my mother's sister.
Man, I want to meet Aunt Janine.
Aunt Janine is real.
Yo, she's a real one in the book.
No, she's real.
She really walked in the hospital room and looked at the Kardashians.
That's the story I heard.
And said, y'all ain't cute.
Yeah, y'all look better on TV.
Aunt Janine.
Your mom's sister?
Word.
It's always one aunt like that, though, Sway, for real. I want to be
real.
that aunt. Because that's the aunt that could cook.
Yeah.
And the one that keep it the realest could cook
Yeah.
to do everybody sleep on her couch at some point.
Yeah. Wow.
The extra truth teller.
Yeah. That whole dynamic between Khloe's family and your family is unfortunate, but
Yeah, it was.
yeah.
It was. I wish I would have did a better job at mending those fences earlier.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, I've always played by my gut, and wasn't nobody gonna tell me I wasn't gonna marry that woman when I wanted to marry that woman.
Mm-hmm.
And my family, they didn't really agree to it, which was hurtful. But I accepted it. And, you know what I'm saying? Moved on.
You have to live your life. Are you single now?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think Khloe's single now too.
I know, it's perfect timing.
Yeah, I know. She said she'll always love you, dog.
Yeah,
she said that.
I know.
Yeah, man.
It's perfect timing.
It's a possibility.
Yeah, of course.
Good. Oh, that's interesting.
You marry someone after 30 days, man, they always gonna be in your heart.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You said marry somebody after 30 days. Is that true? They're always gonna be in your heart.
Yeah.
Strong connection. Is that why your family was hesitant? Was it because it was
think
so quick?
but-
Or
yeah, plus then her last name too.
Okay.
To be honest with you,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I'm saying. Yeah.
I'm still hung up on it's possible. Anything's possible.
Right. I
Anything's
love
possible,
that.
man.
Yeah. Do y'all communicate now?
She texted me, and yesterday, and she said, "I thought you forgot about the story about me fucking the girls up at the hotel when she came to the hotel."
Oh yeah.
Yeah, laugh out loud. but she went in on them girls at the hotel.
Yeah, she put that work in.
Yeah.
All right.
Yo.
Man, I gotta ask you this before you go, because I know we're short on time. Is that true? I can have 5 more minutes. Okay. Then I'm gonna say this question for the end. But the other question is, what was your relationship with the family members?
Ooh.
With the Kardashians, like each family member?
Incredible, man.
Okay.
Incredible. I think, if I'm not mistaken, Kylie was the one who gave me the nickname Lammy.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm not mistaken. But I mean, their love is infectious, man.
Mm-hmm.
And everything was all love. Red carpet everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
It's beautiful.
Talk about your recovery, man, after the coma. What drove you? What made you want to get up and? Because you were in a pretty bad place physically, and I'm sure mentally and
I
spiritually.
woke up, you know what I'm saying, realizing how I got there.
Yeah.
And I woke up, I couldn't walk or talk. Right?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Then only thing that's holding me down was Khloe. You know, she bringing pictures of my mother up, and, set up appointments for me to physical therapy, and get my speech back.
Mm-hmm.
And she's a real damn bitch.
Okay. What the hell?
Yo, be 100 with it.
That's facts.
Right.
What's next for you, though, man? Like, is the big 3 actually happening?
Yeah, I got the big 3 this summer, June 22nd. First game was in Detroit.
That's dope.
Are you a player coach or
I'm a player.
you're a player?
Mm-hmm. Then hopefully after that, maybe basketball-wise, maybe I'll go over to the Philippines.
Mm-hmm.
Got my own CBD line.
Okay.
Wow.
Oh, nice.
Mm-hmm. And I partnered up with a company called Hemp Lucid.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Hemp Lucid has like their CBD is like top 3% in America.
Mm-hmm.
So that makes it like my CBD is like blue magic.
That good?
Yeah.
That top notch?
Facts.
What was that in? American
Gangster.
Gangster? Yeah.
Yeah.
My shit is like blue magic.
Frank
Yeah.
Lucas.
If you got any ailment or cut, scrape, depressed,
Soreness.
inflammation,
It
Take it
works.
right out, right
you
out.
you tried it? It works?
Yeah,
It works out.
right out.
Let's go back to Ice Cube and the Big 3. How big is that? You've been in the NBA. You've played in many leagues before. For this black man from L.A.
You took the words right out of my mouth.
Speak on that.
I mean, I feel honored just to play in it. You know what I'm saying? We all know how the sports things go, and just the word owner.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And so to be playing for a black owner, you know what I'm saying? To be getting paid for it, it is important for me, and I think everybody that's playing.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And the atmosphere is the camaraderie around it is incredible. A lot of us are networking, and you know what I'm saying, meeting, taking down numbers, and it's networking as well. You know, so you can go there and get one check from playing, and you can leave with another check.
I like that, man. So you got proprietorship.
Yeah.
When you see young players, well, when he was considered a young player, now he's a veteran. But when you see the people like LeBron James or Chris Paul or Paul George or these guys step out and bring social issues into the game, emboldening people who follow them. And,
Yeah.
Well, I love that about LeBron.
Okay.
And D Wade, especially with LeBron.
And Dwayne Wade.
Yeah,
yes.
because LeBron, you know, in his position, they call him the king. So it'd be easy for him not to step on toes.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Especially with the strong black man issues.
Mm-hmm.
And so to see him step up, unlike some other athletes that had that platform that could have made a difference. That's selling $100 sneakers. You know what I'm saying? To see him step up to that makes me respect him a lot more.
Man, since we got you here, man, what happened with Magic Johnson and the Lakers, man?
I wish I could tell you. I don't know what's there, but
I mean, you was a former Laker.
Whoever don't get along with Magic Johnson just turns me off. Like I don't know, but I don't know what's really went on. You know what I'm saying? So maybe I should wait my turn to speak on it.
Okay. Before you go, because I know you got to do something with the NBA. I think probably one of the most important responses I'm going to get from you today is your pick for the NBA Finals with the Golden State Warriors.
You know
and the
what,
Toronto
Sway?
Raptors. Being that I'm from Oakland, Lamar, what do you think? How do you assess this victory for us?
My God.
Honestly, I got Toronto in 7.
What?
Wow.
No.
Damn.
Honestly, I wanted to shit on you right there, but I mean, like Golden State, they just amaze me every time. I don't know what they put in their water.
Dirty Bay water.
They just
High
got
alkaline.
And in sports we say like they got big balls. They down 17 3 times against the Trailblazers.
Yeah.
Found a way to win, and they did it without Durant.
Yeah.
So I mean, I expect them to win. Steph Curry to be MVP.
Okay, cool, man. There you go.
Maybe like in 6. Who knows? But it'll be a tight series though.
It'll be a tight series.
Yeah, I think Toronto, Kawhi's playing on a high level.
Okay.
Yeah.
Lamar Odom, he is playing on a high level. No chances you'll ever try out again for the NBA? Do you think it's
I mean, I would have to get in really, really great shape and have that type of get my head in the right place. That's a huge commitment. The NBA season is long.
Yeah.
It's treacherous. But I might take my basketball skills and maybe go to the Philippines or something like that.
Okay.
Schedule's lighter.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
You can shine over there.
Yeah, money goes a long way.
Okay, in the Philippines.
Yeah, $100 is 5,000 pesos. Man.
Yeah. I've been to Manila.
Yeah, live like a king over there. Play in hoop. Why not?
And they treat you like a king over there.
Facts.
We'll leave that right there. All right. They treat you like a king over there.
That's a fact.
Lamar, man, please come back, man. Next time you're in New York, brother.
You know
I appreciate you. Love for you too, homie.
Facts,
all right?
Right up.
All right, cool.
All right.
That's what's up. Get that book, A Memoir, Darkness to Light. Lamar Odom, ladies and gentlemen.